Mechanic checks cop's tire, then spots green nest inside. The McHenry County Sheriff's Office in Illinois employs over 400 people, and the sheriffs who work there are described as conservators of peace on the department's website. No doubt, officers come across some strange situations on the job, but one sheriff at the department was about to go home with a story that he'll be telling for years to come. The unnamed deputy involved in this story had just returned from a holiday. He had enjoyed his time off but was eager to get back to serving his community. But upon arrival, he discovered that his squad car wasn't roadworthy. Although this wasn't a serious issue, he made a plan to take the car in for some repairs, a little annoyed that this had happened on his first day back. But this would be a trip to the mechanic unlike any other. The mechanic quickly got to work on the deputy sheriff's vehicle, but immediately noticed something very peculiar. The mechanic began replacing the headlight and noticed that the wire had been chewed. But what could have caused it? While there are numerous reasons for frayed wiring inside a vehicle, the main suspect was a rodent. Rats and mice are notorious for causing expensive damages by getting inside a stationary car and chewing the wires. Nevertheless, the mechanic pressed on with the repair of the squad car's headlight. But what he discovered next was even stranger. This routine repair was about to get a whole lot more interesting. The mechanic delved deeper into the inner workings of the car to find out what had caused the damage to the wiring, but then he found something completely unexpected. He started to fix the wiring when he saw a whole bunch of leaves, Deputy Rogers explained. The mechanic, thinking that the prime suspect had been identified as a rat, followed the trail of leaves to the unsuspected source of the headlight problem. Inside the nest of leaves were 4 baby squirrels, Rogers recalled. The mechanic was incredulous. He'd never seen anything like this in all his years of working on cars. The officer's eyes widened. It was clear that a mother squirrel had managed to squeeze into the wheel's arch and had left a big surprise. 4 newborn squirrels, a first for this car repair shop. The mechanic loves animals and didn't want to damage the baby squirrels or their nest, so he carefully removed the wheel from the car and extracted the nest. He didn't even wake the babies. They were all in perfect condition and sleeping soundly when they were removed by the mechanics, said Deputy Rogers. What was to be done with the babies now that they'd been found? The nest was in the officer's car, so it was his responsibility. It was really cute because their eyes were still closed and they were all tucked in a circle, shared Rogers. After the squirrels were removed from the vehicle, the deputy took them home with him. He wasn't planning on raising the squirrels. He wanted to try and reunite them with their mother. He put the sleeping baby squirrels and their nest in a box, and he put it in the exact spot that his squad car had been parked before going to the mechanic. A long hour took forever to pass before he finally caught glimpse of a squirrel coming to investigate the box on the ground. She just couldn't stay away from the cries of her hungry babies calling for her. She checked inside and then firmly gripped one baby by its neck and took it away with her, but she didn't come back. For another few hours, the deputy waited patiently. He knew exactly what had happened. I believe once she'd picked the first one up and knew the others were safe in the box. She waited until it got dark to get the rest, as she must not have felt safe moving them in daylight, he said. Sure enough, as the sun lost its hold on the world, she returned for another, and then another until they were all back where they belonged. The officer was afraid he might have disturbed or contaminated the nest and that the mother might not return. But nature is a beautiful thing. The mother squirrel returned to the spot she had left her nest of babies, gathered them up one by one, and took them to a new home. Hopefully a safer one,